Afrika mobimba tokangi maboko.
Franklin Boukaka. Franklin Boukaka, October 10th, 1940, about February 23rd or 24th, 1972, was a Congolese baritone singer, guitarist, and songwriter who is recognized as a pioneer of Congolese popular music. He performed in bands based in each of the two Congos. For the countries now named the Republic of Congo and the Democratic Republic of Congo, that is DRC, toured worldwide, achieved broad popularity, took outspoken political stances, and is widely believed to have been the victim of an extrajudicial execution during the attempted coup in the Republic of Congo. Early life. He was born as Francis Boukaka on October 10, 1940 in Brazzaville. That city is the capital of what was then the French Congo, and after independence in 1960 became the Republic of the Congo, and from 1969 to 1991 was the People's Republic of Congo. His parents were both musical. His father, Obin Boukaka, was with the musical ensemble La Gaite, while his mother, Yvonne Nsatoubaka, was a singer and hostess of funeral vigils and popular celebrations. He was the oldest of 8 children, 5 boys and 3 girls, and he attended schools in Brazzaville. Musical career. Early groups: Sexy Jazz, Sympathetic Jazz, Negro Band, African Jazz, Jazz Africa, Vox Africa, 1955 to 1960. After finishing school, Boukaka joined a series of bands moving between each of the two capital cities across the Congo River from one another, Brazzaville and Leopoldville, later Kinshasa, capital of what was then the Belgian Congo, and after independence became the Republic of Congo, then Zaire, and now known as the Democratic Republic of Congo, or DRC. This progression of bands started in 1955 when at the age of 14 or 15 he joined the group Sexy Jazz, founded by Miguel Samba, Siskala Mounga, and Obert Nganga. In 1957, when Miguel Samba and Siskala Mounga departed to join a group called Sakul Jazz, Boukaka joined the group Sympathetic Jazz of Alphonse Marie Toukas and toured Cabinda and Leopoldville. In November 1958, with a number of other musicians, mostly from Brazzaville, including his friend Michel Boyibanda, who had been in sympathetic band with him, Boukaka founded Negro Band. According to some sources, Negro Band was founded and always based in Brazzaville, while according to others it was based in Leopoldville during the Boukaka tenure with it, and in 1960 moved across the river to Brazzaville. In either event, Boukaka was certainly working in Leopoldville in 1960 when he joined musicians from African jazz including Tabule Rochero to perform as Jazz African, while the band's leader Joseph Kabasele Legland Calais was in Brussels for the Roundtable Conference on the Belgian Congo's independence. Subsequently, still in Leopoldville, with Ginot Bobenga and Casino Mutshipule from African Jazz, he founded the band Vox Africa. Other members of its first lineup included Papa Noel and Jeskain Masengo. Sakul Jazz, 1962 to 1967. In 1962, his place of employment returned from Leopoldville to Brazzaville, where he joined the band Sakul, which two colleagues from Sexy Jazz had joined 5 years earlier. Sakul Jazz was founded in 1954 and named after a youth organization with which it was affiliated, Sakul Culture de Bakongo. Boukaka became a leader of the group and developed a substantial following. Sakul Jazz under Boukaka developed a distinctive style that, while considered ahead of its time, remained faithful to the style of ensemble of Congo. Its music was described as one of the most beautiful in rumba. In addition to touring their own country, in 1963 to 1964, Sakul Jazz embarked on African tour, playing in Gabon, Chad, Cameroon, and Nigeria. In 1965 to 66, they spent 8 months in Cameroon. At the same time, Boukaka expanded his songwriting topics beyond love and nature to include social issues and politics, and to analyze and criticize the human soul. His politics were socialist, and he particularly emphasized anti-colonialism and African unity. At the same time, he was willing to criticize post-independent African governments for corruption and nepotism. In 1967, Sakul Jazz recorded his composition, Bridge on the Congo, suggesting that with colonialism finished, the two Congos ought to unite. Its lyrics included, and I quote, "Attempt this day my prayer for united Congo. If you accept the teachings of Lumumba, Kinshasa and Brazza will get on well together." Brothers and sisters of the two banks, let's join hands and forge the glory of the Congo. Pontezu Le Congo became one of Sakul Jazz's best known songs, but its combination was unwelcome too and went unheeded by the leaders of the two nations, which had opposing geopolitical alignments with each leader seeking to undermine the other. As a solo artist and group leader, international performance and recordings in 1967 to 1971. Later in 1967, Boukaka left Sakul Jazz to begin performing and recording under his own name. He organized an ensemble of Sanza, drum piano players as part of the Congolese folklore troupe that traveled to Paris under French government auspices. Boukaka would sing and play guitar, accompanied by 2 or 3 Sanza players. In Paris, Boukaka recorded for French musician Gilles Salas Production Company, accompanied by 2 Sanza players and Congolese saxophonist Jean Sazé Jesus of Les Bantus de la Capitale. Several songs include Les Brazzavilloises, about the women of Brazzaville. These recordings were issued in 1980 as the album Saviens. Subsequently, with his Sanza troupe in Brazzaville, Boukaka introduced a new song, Les Immortels, in which he sings of the old man telling him, "Young man, every man must die one day, but not all deaths have the same meaning." And the refrain names 16 martyrs killed for their beliefs, including Patrice Lumumba, Che Guevara, Malcolm X, Simon Kibangu, Albert Luthuli, and Andre Matswa. This song has been called prophetic, given that Boukaka was apparently killed for his own convictions a few years later. It may also be seen as an implicit criticism of the political leadership of the two Congos at that time for failing to live up to the heroic standards of their predecessors. In 1969, Boukaka performed with his Sanza troupe at the Pan-African Cultural Festival in Algiers. His performance of Les Immortels was considered a highlight of that major event. In 1970, Boukaka recorded several songs in Paris, arranged and accompanied on saxophone and piano by Manu Dibango. These sessions have been described as the artistic zenith of Boukaka's career. Under the direction of Cameroonian maestro and with different instrumentation including violins and piano rather than guitars, the music from this session radically differed in style from the Congolese popular music, Congolese rumba or soukous, that Boukaka had previously made. The 12-song album with these sessions, packaged after his death as Franklin Boukaka à Paris, has been called a work of such power and beauty that it cannot go unremarked. Remarkable tracks on the à Paris album include different stripped down arrangements of On sur la Congo and Les Immortels, as well as new rumba called Likambo Oyo, This Problem. But Boukaka's song that achieved the greatest success, and one for which he is most remembered and listened to 50 years later, is Le Boucheron, The Woodcutter. The Kenyan version of the single was titled Le Boucheron Africa, a complaint about the state of Africa and its poor, the refrain lamenting, "Oh Africa, where is your independence? Where is your liberty?" In 1970, he toured Guinea, backed by leading local band Keletigui Traorés. They performed together at the 1970 version of the Quinzaine Artistique et. Forgive me for my French. I don't speak French, therefore can forgive me for this. The annual Guinean National Festival. The Guinean record label Celephone released 3 records of him with that band. In one captioned "Unite Africa," a live performance the most likely from the national festival, Boukaka called for Africa united and strong. In his Congolese language, Lingala named African states and leaders in a call and response, and then spoke to the crowd in Susu, a language of Guinea that he had learned for the occasion. In 1971, he served as animator culture at UNESCO in Paris and was praised by its director general. Boukaka also performed internationally in Spain, Germany, the USSR, China, Yugoslavia, Mongolia, and North Korea, according to Guy Menga and Clement Osinonde. Early life. Boukaka was married to Antoinette Mounga, who died after they separated. 2 of his popular songs were inspired by her, Luzolo and one known as Antoinette Mwanga or Mwanga, which remains popular and has been covered by several other artists, includes lyrics translated as Mwanga. No one escapes death, we know, but the pain caused by your death makes me wonder why you left so soon. Your friends and the whole city of Brazzaville mourn you. Where did Mwanga go? If death had a price, I, Boukaka, I would pay it to spare you. His one child, Malcolm Boukaka, was named after Malcolm X. Death. On February 22, 1972, a group attempted a coup against the People's Republic of Congo, avowedly Marxist-Leninist government led by Marien Goubi, who had taken power himself in 1968 coup and was later assassinated in 1977 coup. Boukaka was involved and afterward was among the 2 or 3 persons listed as deceased in the failed coup. The circumstances of his death were never explained. Congolese music historian Gary Stewart reports that many Congolese suspect he was executed, all the more so because his name had originally turned up on a list of those who had been arrested. Given the lack of information, his exact date of death is unknown. Some sources state it as probably February 22nd, while others say he was killed on the night of 23rd or 24th February. Evaluations and remembrance. Boukaka has been lauded for exceptional musical talent, and specifically his appealing stage presence, mellow baritone, and increasingly incisive compositions. Gilles Salah, who recorded him in Paris in 1967, said, "I liked Franklin Boukaka's voice enormously. He had a beautiful timbre, a very pleasing voice, and then as a composer, just like Joseph Kabasele, like Nico, like Franco, they had a very developed sense of popular music." Boukaka was a key early figure in the development of Congolese popular music, a pioneer of the rumba and the soukous that dominated Africa from the 1970s to the 1990s. He was also the metaphorically a pont sur le Congo, working in each of the two politically opposed countries whose capital cities were across that river from each other, and a major participant in both directions in the cultural cross-pollination of that time between Brazzaville and Kinshasa. Following his death, his music was banned over the radio in Brazzaville, but nearly 50 years later, Boukaka continues to be remembered. More recordings of his music have been issued after his death than while he was alive. Recent newspaper columns, blog spots, and other essays from, for example, India, the Netherlands, United States, and Kenya recall his life and highlights his music, particularly the timeless song Le Bougeron, while at least one Western expert on Congolese music disdains it. Perhaps because it is played so much, the song has been the subject of numerous covers and remakes. For example, by John Kazadi of Zimbabwe in 1985, the Nairobi City Ensemble in 2005, Manu Dibango, Ashe Kone, Biso na Biso with Pasi. This list includes artists from Southern, Eastern, Western, Central Africa, and both Anglophone and Francophone countries. Indicates that musicians have heeded Boukaka's Pan-African message, even if politicians have not. In 1975, Cameroonian singer Diki Dumbe issued a single titled Regrette Franklin Boukaka. In 2016, the French publisher La Doxa Editions published in his memory Franklin the Rebellious, based on an idea by Marianne Fone Gombe. It is a book of 14 short stories by 14 authors, including Ndeye Fatou Kane, each inspired by a song by Boukaka. In 2019, when a physical bridge over the Congo River was planned that would connect the long-separated twin capital cities of Brazzaville and Kinshasa, a journalist described it as the delayed fruition of Boukaka's 1967 song Ponte sur le Congo. In Brazzaville, a commemoration of what would have been his 80th birthday was planned for October 10, 2020. Boukaka's political engagement and opposition to authority have been compared to those of Bob Marley and Fela Kuti. He is referred to as a martyr, and his death at the young age of 32 lamented.